Welcome back to my channel. My name is Justin. Here we focus on your favorite content from streaming services and in theaters. If you guys love to watch movies and shows like I do, you guys are in the right spot. It's Wednesday. It's time to talk about Loki. Today we're going to talk about the second episode to the Disney Plus series. I really did enjoy the first episode. You can check out my review right up here for that. And I was looking forward to the continuation of Loki and the TVA with Mobius, played by Owen Wilson, and exploring this variant of Loki that is hunting down the members of TVA. There's this different variant, this more superior version of Loki that Mobius reveals at the end of the first episode that it's Loki, and so Loki goes on a hunt to hunt down a different Loki. This review will include spoilers for the second episode, so if you have not watched it, make sure to watch it and come back to this review. The biggest thing I've enjoyed so far about episode 1 and episode 2 is the softer, different side of Loki. I've always felt like there is a side to Loki that is a little more softer, and we know he's the god of mischief and he creates havoc, but there's just something within him, and Mobius often refers to him as a scared little boy. And we see a lot in this episode that he wants to help out the TVA. You know, maybe it's for his own personal gain or he has some big scheme, but you legitimately feel that he wants to help the TVA. He's actually doing like paperwork and going through files. He has a uniform on. He feels like he has a job. This is something completely different that we've gotten for Loki over the course of all of the MCU, and I'm here for it. This episode really did explore this different version of Loki, and at times it almost feels like it's not even Loki, and I absolutely loved it because you're getting this whole different side to this character, and it makes the show worth bringing in and not having it be like the same thing. It's offering something new to the MCU and exploring different ideas and these different timelines and different versions of Loki. Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston once again have great chemistry. I really hope that all of the episodes really do focus on them two together because they really do play off of each other very well. Mobius is trying to have Loki open up a lot about things, help him try to find which timeline this different version of Loki is at. He's really challenging Loki, making him look at different parts of his life and really like who he is and exploring like his own self. So their relationship is something that I've enjoyed watching too, and I really hope that it just continues further down the road. Loki is learning a lot about TVA, different weapons, different timelines. We learn a little bit about the clock too and how it's interacting with Loki. You know, at times this feels like it's just trying to, you know, give us information about TVA in a way that Loki is learning it too. So we're learning, Loki's learning, we're all just kind of learning new things about the TVA weapons and different timelines. But the big thing within this episode is that Loki discovers where this superior Loki could be. And this Loki could be in a big event that if Loki went to it and did something, it wouldn't matter because a lot of people would die. Like they went back to Pompeii and the volcano eruption and said, I am Loki, and explained a lot of things. Nothing would matter because everybody is going to be wiped out. So they go to 2050 or 2051, and that's where this Loki is at in Alabama because of this huge hurricane. And we see this hooded figure once again that we assume is Loki. And it's revealed at the end of the episode that it's Lady Loki, this superior version of Loki. And Lady Loki was introduced into the Marvel Comics in 2008. So this is the version of Loki that they're trying to hunt down. And also Ragnarok plays another key point in this episode. Could the movie itself, Thor Ragnarok and Loki within that, play a big part, because he said, if I went to Ragnarok as myself and did something, it wouldn't matter, because what's going to happen to Asgard in that movie. There's a lot of mystery within the last few minutes of this episode, and I can tell there's gonna be a lot later down the road. Lady Loki and Loki want to meet the Timekeepers, so they have their own kind of agendas, and I'm really excited to see where that goes. And then also we see at the end, like, this timeline, this straight timeline that we have, all these different versions are coming out of it. And so is Lady Loki creating a lot of havoc in the multiverse? And will this series connect with the Doctor Strange series, which also explores the multiverse? So there's a lot of questions going on, and I really love how they ended this episode and played up that mystery, and still very intriguing of this more superior, different version of Loki. But I still really love the exploration of Loki within this episode, and his chemistry with Owen Wilson, and how hard he's working. He seems to be working pretty hard at the TVA. He still is a prisoner for them, and has to be told what to do. But watching him do the paperwork and looking through files was something I wouldn't expect Loki to do. And I really did enjoy it. So I'm really looking forward to the third episode and see what they do with Lady Loki, and see if she will play a huge part in the series, and explore what maybe Ragnarok can do, because you have to remember that this version of Loki has not experienced the annihilation and Asgard yet. So will they bring that into the series and maybe explore the multiverse as well? So I'm very curious about what everything is going to happen further down the road. Right now I'm gonna go ahead and give this episode of Loki a B+. Thank you guys for checking my review for the second episode of Loki. Stay tuned for next week's episode review and some fun videos at the end of it all. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.